The Black Death, one of the deadliest pandemics in human history, left an indelible mark on the world. Emerging in the 14th century, this catastrophic plague reshaped entire societies, wiping out nearly a third of Europe's population. To truly understand its magnitude, we must delve into its origins, spread, responses, symptoms, and devastating impact. The Black Death is believed to have originated in the Central Asian steppes, where Yersinia pestis, the bacterium responsible for the plague, thrived among rodent populations. The disease made its way westward via trade routes, including the famed Silk Road. Merchants, caravans, and ships became unwitting carriers of the plague, transporting it to distant regions. By the late 1340s, the Black Death had reached Europe. Genoese trading ships arriving in Sicily carried infected rats, whose fleas transmitted the plague to humans. From ports in Italy, the disease spread rapidly across the continent, following trade networks and major roads. It reached England by 1348 and spread further into Scandinavia and Eastern Europe in the following years. The speed of its dissemination was staggering, as the interconnectedness of medieval trade ensured no region was safe from the pestilence. The symptoms of the Black Death were both gruesome and unmistakable. The disease primarily took three forms: bubonic, septicemic, and pneumonic. The most common bubonic plague was characterized by painful swellings called buboes, which appeared in the groin, armpits, or neck. These buboes often turned black, giving the disease its grim name. Other symptoms included fever, chills, vomiting, and severe pain. Septicemic plague, which infected the bloodstream, caused rapid onset of fever, purple skin patches, and almost certain death within days. Pneumonic plague, the rarest but most contagious form, attacked the lungs, leading to severe coughing and blood-spattered sputum. It could spread through respiratory droplets, making it highly dangerous in crowded areas. Without effective treatment, mortality rates for each form of the plague were alarmingly high. Among the most iconic figures of the Black Death era were the plague doctors, individuals tasked with treating victims and documenting the spread of the disease. These doctors often wore long robes and wide-brimmed hats, but their most striking feature was their beaked masks. The masks were designed to protect them from what was then believed to be the cause of the plague: miasmas, or bad air. The beaks were filled with aromatic herbs and spices such as lavender, mint, and cloves, thought to purify the air they breathed. Plague doctors also carried long sticks, which they used to examine patients from a distance or to move bodies, minimizing direct contact. Though their treatments, like bloodletting or the application of poultices, were largely ineffective, these doctors became enduring symbols of the era's desperate attempts to combat the plague. Their presence brought both hope and fear, as they were a reminder of the widespread devastation and the limitations of contemporary medicine. Despite their efforts, the doctors' inability to find a cure underscored the powerlessness felt by many during the outbreak. The image of the plague doctor, shrouded in mystery and ominous attire, became an enduring symbol of both fear and resilience, capturing the grim reality of medieval medicine and the profound uncertainty of the time. The Black Death's toll on human life was staggering. Estimates suggest that between 75 and 200 million people died globally, with Europe losing nearly a third of its population. Entire villages were wiped out, leaving abandoned homes and fields. The sheer scale of death created mass graves and overwhelmed burial practices, with corpses often left to rot in the streets. Economically, the labor shortage caused by the plague led to significant upheavals. With fewer workers available, surviving laborers could demand higher wages, challenging the feudal system that had dominated medieval Europe for centuries. This shift planted the seeds for the eventual decline of feudalism and the rise of a more modern economic structure. The psychological impact was equally profound. Survivors grappled with survivor's guilt and an acute awareness of life's fragility. Some turned to hedonism, indulging in pleasures to make the most of their uncertain existence, while others embraced stricter religious devotion, seeking solace in faith.